Today is a good day for Lake County, a good day for the Lake County Republican Party. Mark, welcome to the Republican Party. That looks pretty good up there, doesn't it? You know, when I became state's attorney 18 years ago, the first person I hired as an assistant state's attorney was none other than Mark Curran. Somehow I don't know that I anticipated that we would be here 18 years later for this event, but certainly everything that Mark has done since I appointed him to be an assistant state's attorney has brought him to this place. He's a dedicated public servant. He's an outstanding trial attorney. He's honest, he's sincere, he's religious, he's a dedicated family man. He says what he believes. We always said about Mark in the office that he didn't have a disingenuous bone in his body, and he doesn't. And if he did, if he was anything other than what I've just described him as, he wouldn't have gone to the police academy. That wasn't easy. He was by far the oldest guy there, although he was in pretty good shape. He wouldn't have spent a week in jail. You know, somebody suggested that was a publicity stunt. If you want to see publicity stunts, just go back and look at how Blagojevich has comported himself for the last 5 years. You don't spend, if you've ever been in the jail for a meeting when they close that door behind you, you don't spend a night at jail, let alone a week, for a publicity stunt. And you don't endorse the Republican state's attorney for re-election if you're the Democratic sheriff, unless you're an honest, sincere person who speaks the truth. You know, I look at today's event as the first step in the comeback of the Lake County Republican Party.
Yeah.
But we need to remember some things, and Mark pointed to the sign over there, and the man, sorry Peter, the man immediately behind me is the man who should have been governor. But we've been saddled with an individual who has made this state the laughing stock of the country and perhaps the world. I had the opportunity to speak to my two sisters over the weekend, and she says people all over the country are just laughing at Illinois. But we also have to remember that if we look a little bit further down to the right, the reason why Blagojevich ended up in office started in that Secretary of State's office. You know, we take pride in Lake County for a long tradition of honest, dedicated government. Bob Depke was an outstanding chairman of the county board. Colin McRae was the finance chairman. And we had government that does things the right way. It's honest, it's accountable. That's what we need to get back to in this state. We've had that in the county. Our problem is we need to get our message out better as to what we've been doing and everything that we've done. Now, I'm of the belief that there are certain people that need to be held accountable for Blagojevich and the Democratic Party. And I would start with the state senators, who, if you'll recall, after the House voted unanimously, Representative Sullivan, of course, in that majority, to put on the ballot this fall a recall provision so that all of us could combine to remove the cancer that's affecting this state. The state Senate voted it down. And in 2 years, we'll have at least one state senator who should have never been elected in the first place on the ballot.
Yeah.
And hopefully he'll be retiring in 2 years.